Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where awkwardness is ensuing because our siege weapons got stack wiped up here. We have extreme awkwardness. I'm going to immediately white piece the Duchy of Connacht here. There's no point in continuing this war, in my opinion. We will come back to that later. This war up here, I'm actually going to surrender. It'll be a little cheaper to do it now. So we'll go ahead and do that, and we will come back to that guy very, very soon, once that truce is up. But we need to focus primarily on the Independence War. And to that end, this slow siege is not going to do the trick. So what we're going to do here is we are going to split off some couple thousand levies, and we're going to keep this slow siege going, but we are going to move the rest of these troops immediately. We're going to move them up over this way. Now, they'll arrive there in 7 months. And we're going to raise additional troops over here. There's not too many that we can raise, but we'll go ahead and do that. I'm actually going to stop these guys from gathering, and they're going to come up here too. And then we're going to move our rally point over to here. We're going to raise up our men-at-arms there, and they're going to come in over here. So we're continuing our slow siege here, obviously, and we do want a siege commander here. It'll be this guy. Now, that's going to be 4 years, so we need to get our siege weapons there. They'll be there in 19 months, but we need to hold off some time here. The Greek Orthodox uprising, I'm going to go ahead and white piece that. We need to get out of that war. No worries here. And we're going to have these guys not disembark. We are instead just going to have them come right on over here, and they are going to start working on the second Muwaladi uprising. Words are hard. And once this piece is over, these guys are also going to come down here. White piece with the Greek Orthodox, and they're going to come down here and deal with this. We need to get out of these wars. Most specifically, it's the Independence War that we need to get out of. So we need to focus on that war as much as possible. So off we go, and we are hoping that this is going to be fine. We've got 18 months, and the Independence War occupations are our biggest problem right now. That and the ticking war score. But we need to chase down this force over here, who are currently sieging. And we need to catch them and get some battle war score. That's going to be the goal. So we're going to get over there, and we're going to get this force dealt with as quickly as possible. Shouldn't be any major deal, but we need to get rid of the Independence War. That is top priority, and it would be super easy if it wasn't 17 months, even with our bombards at full. Like, it's so long to get them back up and running after they get stack wiped. It's insane. I think it's too long, actually. I believe that it is longer than it should be. Sure, make it so that you have to wait until they're fully recuperated. They've been that way for a while now. And it's going to be over a year still. Insane. Absolutely bonkers. At any rate, we are heading on over, and we'll be arriving up here soon. We're going to have these guys parking here, which is fine, and these forces, we're going to have them be a little bit spread out for supply purposes. So these guys, they're going to go over to, like, here. Cool. We're going to want to regenerate a little bit over here. Now, these guys are going to finish their siege before we can get there. That's not necessarily okay, but it is what it is. 3 years left on this siege, and coming over here, we are going to be hitting this force momentarily. Perfect. And have we hit this force? Yes, we're hitting it now. Excellent. We died. Awkward timing. However, this faction went away, but they're going to immediately pop again if it's... Yeah, they immediately pop again, even without it... even without the day ticking. So that's fine. We are no longer ill, apparently. We were ill. Cool. These guys are going to come over this way, I guess? We now have different units that we're against over here, right? So that's a little awkward for sure. We do need a new council, and so we'll put one in. And what is this faction? Probably more populists, if I had to guess. Yeah, we've got a bunch more populists brewing. For now, that's okay. There's this Liberty faction, which is also not really a concern. Our heir is unmarried, and we actually don't want this necessarily. We want this person. Okay, perfect. And we are going to then come over here and revoke the title from this guy. He's imprisoned, so we can do that just fine. Boom. So that puts us at 13 of 10. And we're going to choose our stewardship domain focus. So that puts us to 13 of 11. And then we are going to get our current wife to manage domain, 13 of 12. So we're going to have to hand one of these out. And it will be this one. We'll grant that to a low noble. Okay. So we need to get out of this war, obviously. That is very clearly something that needs to happen. We become the new head of the dynasty. Cool. We're going to get all of these guys grouped together. They need to get up here quickly. We're at minus 64% right now. And how long on our siege weapons? Still another 13 months. Now, we are at 3 years left on this siege. We don't have enough time to slow siege that. I can tell you that right now. We're plus 10% over here. Is that enough to white peace? No. Okay. So these guys are going to make their way over here. We're going to split this force in half, partially for supply reasons. And they are going to come up over here, with the other half still coming over here. That did not do what I wanted it to. There we go. That's correct. Excellent. So we're not surprised that there are more factions with us just inheriting in the middle of this mess. We've got 12 months left here. Okay. How are we doing over this way? Come on, guys. Get grouped in. You can do it. Okay. This is good enough. We're not going to wait on this single knight. So the single knight is going to move up here and reinforce. We're going to move in over this way. Chances are currently even. He's going to be defending in these drylands. And do we want to put in a better commander? Supply duration and reckless. Yeah, that would actually be worse. Where is this guy? He's at war against us. This guy is commanding another army. Which one? This one. He doesn't need to be here. We're going to put this guy in here. And then this army is going to get this guy as our best commander. Enemy defensive advantage minus 50% is actually huge here. So we're going to go up here and look to give battle here. We may slow siege these back as well. We'll see what that timing ends up looking like. But it looks like we catch this force, and if we win this, that'll net us some Battle War score, which will buy us just that little bit of time that we need to get our siege weapons online. 11 months on that still. This is quite even, but advantage is in our side, so we are going to win this. Nice. That's fantastic. And we'll see what we need. Did they actually occupy this? They didn't. Interesting. So we're going to be able to fight this force as well. And 20 months on that slow siege is not great. We're going to come on up over here. Let's check in on not these forces necessarily, but these forces. Okay. These guys are going to come up over here. This is still not enough to get them to white peace. So we're going to come over this way. These guys, they're going to actually come down over here. I don't know that we're going to win that necessarily, but we would if we brought these guys up. Cool. So we'll go ahead and do that. And this force over here is giving battle. Beautiful. So that did buy us 5% war score. That's ideal. We're going to see what we get from this. I don't expect it's going to be a huge amount. Okay, cool. And that netted us how much? 2%. Not bad. That buys us time. That buys us time. That's all we need right now, is a little time. 9 months. Well, we need like 10 months. Yeah, we need like 10 months at this point. So we're going to pursue these guys and see about giving chase. They're retreating. I'm not sure where to. We did lose a siege, which is unfortunate, but that's okay. So we're fighting this force, no problem whatsoever. We're going to have these guys actually come fight this force. There we go. They're actually walking into us, but we're going to start heading over this way. Cool. We're 21%. Is this enough to white peace? No. We should be done with that fairly soon, though. We did win a battle up here, as expected, and that puts us at 23. And this should be reasonably fine. Now, we are expecting additional issues until we get our troops put down. That said, our troop count is not that awful. Okay, so Greek Orthodox populace are going to be a thing. The Liberty faction will just acquiesce to. That's not a big deal. Cool. So we're going to fight these guys here. That's excellent. That might buy us a little bit more war score. We're at 12 right now. And yeah, that got us to 15. So that's great. We also captured somebody. And we're going to come over here and fight these guys. Beautiful. So our siege force is 6 months away. We need about 8 months. That's all we need here. We did lose a siege that lost us a little bit of war score. That's fine. These guys are going to make their way over this way. And this is looking fine. The Liberty faction, we will go ahead and go down to High Crown Authority. We do not want to take a Liberty faction right now. That would be a disaster. We're going to go ahead and white peace this. And we're going to start resupplying our troops that are down here. Cool. No, don't do that. Stop it. Just stay here. There you go. So we're going to start resupplying these troops. These guys are going to move simply to here, and these guys are going to stop and just spread out a little bit. Cool. We want to let our numbers come up right now. That is our biggest issue. Okay. So we won this battle. What else do we have over in this region? Not a whole lot is the answer. However, he's raising troops over here. We're going to start coming back down. It's going to take us a while to get there. Now, he's going to be done raising troops in like 200 and some days. We have 4 months. 55% of this is ticking. That's huge. 2 years left on this siege. Okay, Greek Orthodox. So, we're going to get all of these guys starting to head on over. Come on. Select our guys. There we go. So these guys, they're actually going to come up here in the north. That's not where I told you to go. Up here in the north. There we go. And these guys, they're going to come in over here. And then these guys, they are going to come in the south. And look to crush, like, this force. Cool. So we'll get that underway. And how long do we need? 3 months. We need 3 months. Fingers crossed. We're at 70% war score here. Or negative 70. And it should be okay in theory. 50 days. This is looking good. We did lose a siege. Minus 78. And there will probably be more sieges lost soon. 79. 23 days. Come on, guys. You can do it. 14 days. 7. Ladies and gentlemen, we have bombards. Okay. We're at minus 80, but all we need to do is get in here. The siege will end very quickly once our bombards arrive. Yeah, 10 days. We're good. Okay. That was really close. I'm not going to lie. That was incredibly close. We're going to have these guys hop on over. We're now at minus 8% war score, but this war is now eminently winnable. We need to get these troops over, and these guys up here probably need direction, or will soon. We're going to have these guys come down and fight these Greek Orthodox populists. Okay, cool. And we have additional reinforcements that are going to be arriving over here in a few days. We may want to have these guys wait on those reinforcements. Okay. So we won over here, and these guys are going to go up to here. Excellent. So we're waiting on these reinforcements to arrive. I don't know how these guys got so far behind, but they did. So they're going to arrive here in like 20 days. This is probably good enough at this point. So we'll just head on in now. Excellent. Somebody just left the Independence War. That's nice. And we are hitting their capital here. That's going to be done sieging in 45 days. Now, we do need to get this force over here. Our combat force. And we're actually going to drop them right here. They'll arrive there in 43 days, which I think will be in time to defend our siege force from these guys. So that's perfect. Will be very soon. Our siege force will be done in 25 days. How long would they take to walk down here? 32. We'll be arriving in 24. Okay, perfect. We're good. We are good here. That was really close. I'm not going to lie. That was incredibly close. So we're going to have these guys, not these guys. We're going to have these guys grouped together, and they're going to head out over this direction. These guys are going to group up, and they're going to head in over here. We're at 36% versus the Orthodox Uprising, and this isn't going to really be a problem. We're going to have these lads head over this way as well, although I know I didn't target an exact army there. That's fine. So their capital is going to be falling, putting us in positive war score in just a moment. We're now in positive war score here. These guys are going to back off. We're going to defeat this force. And then we're going to turn on this force. They're going to lock in here. Foolish of them, but that's what they're going to do. Incredibly foolish of them. Now, these guys are raising. We need to come up here and fight this force. Okay. We are losing that fight. Because we have no men-at-arms. We're going to walk away with our army here. And I want to check. That's inauspicious. Okay. So we're going to walk away with this army. And we'll see if we manage to get some good rolls here. I mean, these are good rolls. That's an awful roll. That's an okay roll. But we are losing this, so we're going to go ahead and retreat. And we'll see where we end up retreating to. Throw them out. Excellent. So they're going to start sieging here. They've got 3 months on that, and that's a little awkward for us, for sure. Let's go ahead and white piece this, I think. Actually, I've changed my mind. I don't want to white piece it. I want to eliminate these guys. I want to punish them for what they've done to us. Beautiful. So we're going to come on in. That shouldn't take too long. Now, they may get the capital back over here. If they do, that's not the end of the world. The ticking war score was what was most dangerous to us. And we could actually re-raise those mercs, and that's not a terrible concept. Let's go ahead and do that. So the mercs come in over here, and these guys are retreating only to here. That's not too bad. Beautiful. So we can actually turn around and fight these guys. No problem. These guys can turn around and move in over this way, but that's kind of a terrible way to move. But we're just going to group these together as soon as they arrive. And we should absolutely win this. Now that we have men-at-arms here. Beautiful. So these guys up here, they're going to eliminate this force. How many troops does this guy actually have left? 10,000. 2,000, 5,000, 7,000. I'm not sure where the other 2 to 3k is. Or maybe that was just a rounding error. Hard to say. Regardless, these guys are going to move down over this way. Well, we already were telling them to come here. We did just discover Machicolations. Now, we're not really in a position to utilize that at this exact moment. But that's okay. So we're heading in over this way, and we're hoping to catch these guys. That'd be beautiful if we succeeded, and it looks like we actually do succeed. So that's great. We're going to win that fight easily. Very, very easily. We now got promissory notes. We actually need to change that. What do we want to change this to? Cranes? Standing armies. Definitely standing armies. And plate armor would be good too. But we're going to do standing armies for right now. So we're going to win this fight, obviously. That was always going to happen. Ticking war score is on our side now. And we're going to tell these guys to hold off until this battle's over. There we go. And now we're going to move in over this way. There. Okay. So these guys up over here. I want to check. Yes, there are enemies over here. So let's have them come on down over this way. I don't really expect fast sieges over here under any circumstances, but we'll go ahead and get that done. Now, what are they at for siege right now? 36. Okay. We are occupying the enemy capital, and we do have ticking of 15 for the moment. These guys, they're going to move down over this way, see about cutting off some of this force. These guys, I want them... They are our men-at-arms. I want them absolutely to make their way to somewhere where they can fight. I mean, that's not amazing. We could just have them start making their way over this way to reinforce. That would work. Cool. Crusade for Jerusalem, of course. Of course. You know what? With the Crusade for Jerusalem, we're going to wipe PCs. Okay. So we're not going to look to imprison them. We're just going to white piece them. We'll disband all of our troops. Okay. And now we're going to work a bit on our Machicolations. It's definitely a little awkward, but we're not actually expecting this crusade to be too difficult. That gets us nicely out of our situations that we were in, so that's good. This ransom is acceptable. This ransom is also acceptable. So yeah, we're definitely going to need to be a little bit concerned about rebellions in 5 years. There's no doubt about that. But we're going to work for now on getting some upgrades done over here in our castles. So that'll be beautiful. We're going to get those upgrades done first. Of course, yes, I will tend your feast. We're not going to be able to do anything economic just yet, but we definitely want to get our sappers done, our standing armies done. That's going to be 15 years out. This ransom is acceptable. So that's fine. So this will launch in 14 months, and of course, the Pope is going to be right around over here. And this is for the Kingdom of Jerusalem. Okay. I mean, there aren't that many Catholics left. So there's that. So that'll certainly be interesting. We'll see what ends up happening with that. I mean, we are reinforcing our men-at-arms right now. Actually, that's done. So that's good. But we are out of those rebellions. That's the important thing. We are going to need to bump back up to absolute crown authority in 1399 when we can. This is acceptable. And we're going to need to eliminate the Pope fairly quickly. And then we'll go back to doing some of our conquests up over here. We didn't lose any land. We just gave up on some of that temporarily because our vassals were being complete and total idiots. Just total jerks. But, you know, that's vassals for you. What are you going to do? Now, we are 20 direct vassals above right now, and getting that taken care of is actually a reasonably high priority, at least in part. Do you report to us? Yes, you do. And we're going to put him into here. I want to grant vassal, not grant title. There we go. Excellent. And what else might we have over in this area? Let's see here. Ah, there's this county. I want to grant vassal, and that will be this guy. Beautiful. So that puts us at 18. There's going to be a few more for sure. Perhaps down over here? Yes, indeed. There are at least 3 over here, so we'll give that to this person. 1, 2, and 3. Beautiful. Okay, what else might we have? We've got kind of a whole lot of nothing over this way. We've definitely got some kingdoms that were created. There's no doubt about that, and that's part of our issue, for sure. But just checking all throughout this, that does put us down to 15, which is a big improvement. There's no doubt about that. But we would definitely like to combine together some of these kingdoms. Unfortunately, because we white-pieced our previous rebellion, we can't break up those kingdoms, which is super sad. Although we could break up this guy's kingdom. Actually, yeah, we could. This is an act of tyranny, though, and so we're not going to do that. Yeah, I think for now, this is going to be the best that we're going to do, but we definitely need to do some work on that. There's no doubt about it. And that would be fine if our rebellion had happened at a slightly more opportune time, but it didn't. So we're just going to deal with this crusade, and that's going to be in the next episode. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.